Hi guys, welcome to Xcom Enemy Within. We're doing a 2024 run, just a vanilla run now. Then afterwards we'll mod it up. Okay, let's see. Just loading it up now. Here we go. Okay. We'll keep it on easy or normal. I think normal's fine. Sign up at shiningthroughcidp.com. Be heard, be hopeful, be you. The future is not just going to happen. Tutorials, both the DLCs, I believe. Well, this one for sure. Progeny, I don't know what that is. Let's see, second wave. The future is nothing but power. And it's all yours. The all-new GoDaddy Arrow. Keep your business online in minutes with the power of AI. How do you make the most flavorful and delicious pasta sauce? At Botticelli, we grow our own tomatoes and Italy. I like using Save Scum because I save Scum a lot. I do mean a lot. Pasta sauce in small batches using only real, fresh ingredients. At Botticelli, we don't use artificial flavors, added sugars, or preservatives because nothing beats fresh. Only Botticelli can give your family a truly authentic Italian farm-to-table dinner. Get it at any retailer near you. The best way to solve a problem is to keep it from happening. That's a good one, too. The rewards granted for stopping alien abductions are randomized, because sometimes you get pretty good ones there. So we'll go with high stakes. While lowering costs for plan sponsors and members. That's Wonder. Made possible. Ever North Health Services.
I have a dog. Her name's Bailey. She has a lot of energy, so she requires me to take her on walks. I would recommend Balance Nature to everyone. It really is an amazing product.
I feel full of life. My friends are like, don't you ever stop? I tell everybody about Balance Nature. I feel like everybody ought to take them.
I've been taking Balance Nature supplements for over 3 years. I feel better, and it's amazing.
Get 35% off your first order as a preferred customer when you use discount code Fox News. Okay, good morning. We are focusing in on the flood risk for our friends in Texas and Louisiana today. This is month-to-date rain. So close to a foot already for areas like Lufkin, Texas, and 3 to 5 inches on top of that. That's going to cause an extreme flooding situation. We already have the potential for severe storms today, but it's the flooding risk I am most concerned with for parts of Texas, through Louisiana and Mississippi. Dallas, you're in on this. Houston as well. It's not very often we see a 4 out of 4 with a flash flood risk. This area has not seen a 4 out of 4 since.
Okay, it looks good.
For this area, that's very concerning for these folks.
Let's start it up.
Where you're going to get those watches and warnings, and do not travel over water you cannot see the bottom of. This is going to be a day-long event throughout the rest of the work week and into the weekend. So very, very concerning for this area across the south. Steve Ducey, I know you have relatives in Dallas, Texas, but this is going to be central Texas, southeast Texas.
Oh, you, it's all to you.
This is a big deal.
Indeed. In fact, I'm flying to Dallas a little later on today.
I will keep you up to date, my friend.
Thank you very much.
You got it.
All right. Meanwhile, the stage is set. President Biden and former President Trump agreeing to 2 presidential debates. First on June 27th, but it didn't come without a list of Joe Biden's turns, including no audience, no third-party candidates, and limited news outlets. As the Wall Street Journal argues, the current president may have more to gain. Joining us right now is Wall Street Journal editorial board member and Fox News contributor, Bill McGurn. Good morning, Bill. Good morning, Steve. What is it? What is the Wall Street Journal talking about there?
Well, Trump may gain because in the last go-round, his was kind of interrupted, and I don't think that helped him. I think they did there's more to his advantage. You know, just as the challenger, you have an advantage over the incumbent. What is that when you add in Biden's age, and his feebleness, I think the contrast favors Trump as well.
I think you're absolutely right, but here's the thing. As we learned at the State of the Union, Joe Biden, the bar is so low.
Yeah, yes, he's good at lowering it. I think people will give him credit just for showing up.
Staying away.
But, it's a story. He has a bad record, like with the American people. He's underwater on all the issues, the economy, the border, foreign policy. So for him, he can't just attack. Trump is no doubt going to bring up stuff he said in the last debates that were not true, things that were not true, such as the hundreds of no money from China. We now know he admitted in court that he did. So I think Joe Biden has a lot to worry about.
Sure, but here's the thing. Even though there's not going to be an audience in the studio or wherever they have this thing, people are going to be watching. We've got a Fox News poll that shows the importance of presidential debates, and as you can see right there, 41% say it's extremely important. And then far right, you see, should RFK be included? And you can see a plurality of people think he should be, but he's not going to be. Apparently, both sides didn't want him there.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem that third party candidates always have. They don't really have a lot of power, and the candidates aren't forced to take them. So even though people would like it, look, this is going to be like the Ali Frazier matches. Mm-hmm. Remember the Thrilla in Manila? People are going to be tuning in. In an ordinary year, people want to see what the candidates say, and in response to the other guy. But this is not a normal year. This is one man who was president, and another man who is president. Unprecedented.
It is indeed, and it's going to be earlier than ever in America's history, so it'll be fun to watch. Bill, thank you very much for getting up early on this Thursday.
All right, thanks, Steve. Have a great day.
You too. All right, meanwhile, the high school senior play gone viral. Illinois students hired a bagpiper to follow their principal around school all day. The students behind it join us with their principal on the other side of a quick timeout.
Bring rings to each wedding. FedEx presents Tall Tales of True Deliveries. Just another day on the job. We did this for money. See what we can do for your business. FedEx.
AG1 works by obsessing over potency, absorbency, and nutrient density to help your body get the most out of everything we put in. Get the foundational nutrition you need at drinkag1.com.
Fire up, Randy!
Never even happened.
Choosing a treatment for your chronic migraine, 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more, can be overwhelming. So ask your doctor about Botox. Botox prevents headaches and results with chronic migraine before they even start. It's the #1 prescribed branded chronic migraine treatment. So far, more than 5 million Botox treatments have been given to over 850,000 chronic migraine patients.
Effects of Botox may take hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Side effects may include allergic reactions, neck and injection site pain, fatigue, and headache. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects.
In a survey, 92% of current users said they wish they talked to their doctor and started Botox sooner. So ask your doctor if Botox is right for you. Learn how Happy could help you save on Botox.
In the furniture business, things move fast. ZipRecruiter helped us hire qualified candidates who can keep up. We needed a project manager yesterday. He posted a job on ZipRecruiter and had our guy on site 5 days. He was qualified in every way. ZipRecruiter finds the best candidates for all our jobs. They help us build our dream team. We did it fast. Is that too fast?
Qualified employers who use ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try for free at ZipRecruiter.com/off. Life insurance is too important to put off another day. That's why Select Quote makes getting coverage you need easy. Now get up to a $2 million policy with no medical exam and same-day coverage.
Visit SelectQuote.com now.
Somebody would ask her something and she would just walk right past them because she didn't know they were talking to her.
I just could not hear. I was hesitant to get the hearing aids because of my short hair, but nobody even sees them.
Our newly invisible hearing aids are just one reason we've been a brand leader for over 75 years.
When I finally could hear for the first time, I could hear everything.
Call Miracle Ear at 1-800-234-7090 and schedule your free hearing evaluation today.
Evan Gerskowitz will remain jailed on espionage charges.
A Russian court has rejected the latest appeal. Our prayers are with Evan at this point.
What?
With clubs, leagues, and courts in every province and territory across Canada, squash is key sport for wall-to-wall fun, fitness, and friendship. From coast to coast to coast. Learn to play and you'll want to do it every day. Squash. Play inside the box.
Every penny I was making was spent on drugs. When I found out about the evaluation, I was sitting inside the medical. I was like talking to somebody saying, I don't lose everything. I have nothing. I might as well be dead. Unfortunately, this never got me. Never made me that. You know me that. That time came back. The brand is the most powerful shape-shifting fortress. Whoa! I'm going to lead you right to her front door. You're adorable.
As the school year comes to a close, these seniors went viral for this prank on their principal. The bagpiper followed the principal around the school for an hour. Richwoods High School principal Billy Robinson and the seniors Pierce Hill and Maggie Moore join us now. Good morning to all of you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Mr. Robinson, you were a
And the wind and seas.
whose idea was this? Was this yours, Pierce, or was it yours, Maggie? It was my idea. Okay, tell us what went into this. Why did you think you could prank? Obviously, you have a good relationship with them because most people are scared of their principals.
So originally we were gonna hire a mariachi band, but it was right next to Cinco de Mayo, so all the prices were doubled. Plus, all of the bands were in Chicago, so it made it basically impossible to hire one. So then I started thinking, and I was like, there's kind of a lot of bagpipes throughout my childhood. And then I was like, why don't I hire one and follow them around? Because it's like you were saying, it was in the articles, it was like 10 times more annoying. Plus,
So loud.
I mean, it was clever, right?
Yeah. Okay, Pierce, where do you come into this?
She told me about this and I agreed with her in our third-hour class that we had together, and then we ran by and we found him on a Facebook group for it, and then she talked him through it, and I was just here with her and supporting her. Hopefully we can get him to follow Robinson around,
I love high school.
try to agitate him back.
Yeah. It's so fun. It reminds me of my senior year. We had a similar group of friends that did things like this. Mr. Robinson, tell us how it all unfolded.
So they cleared it with Dr. Andrews, and she let me know that there was something coming. Wouldn't tell me what it was, but she was pretty sure because she knows me really well that I was really
I like the North America one, but we don't have much choice. I don't know why I passed it. I think
out he walked and he hit those.
I passed it in the old days. Maybe not. I don't know.
It just shows a lot of the work they put into it and creativity, and kind of overwhelmed with all the positive press, but we sure love it because of all the things that are going on, kids being stressed and anxious, in schools today, that this, all the positive energy in the building allows them to do it. We're walking the halls, people are coming out clapping and smiling, so it just shows one of the amazing culture that we strive to put in place here to overcome all of those things that kids go through, each and every day. We want them to want to come here, and they can do awesome things when that's in place.
Well, I was reading, I know you've been the principal there for 2 years, you were the assistant principal for, I think, 4 years. You were also a music teacher, if I'm correct. So you love music, and they didn't know you loved bagpipes. I heard that the bagpiper was even asking you for requests. So I don't know what songs you requested, but it was so loud. Did it disrupt the teaching?
Oh, maybe a little bit, but I mean, like I said, people were coming out clapping and cheering, and kids were filming and smiling, and that's just, it was an awesome, positive experience for sure.
Well, Pierce and Maggie, y'all pulled this prank on your principal, and he has a little prank for you. There is Scott Whitman. Scott, good job interrupting the national news television interview. That's great. Scott, what was this like for you? When you got this request, were you like, oh, you might get in trouble?
Oh, it was great fun. I was proud of these guys for coming up with something inventive that wasn't destructive and leave a big mess. Having been a previous high school teacher, I knew what senior pranks could look like, and I really wanted to support their idea of doing something like this, so I wanted to make sure it happened.
That's awesome. Okay, well, if you want more information, if you want to hire Scott, it's Celtic-cross.org. Thank you all for being good sports. Principal Robinson, thank you so much. You're making such a big influence, you're a big influence on these kids' lives, and it's just so fun to see education being enjoyable. Thank you.
Thank you. They make it easy.
Good. All right, Pierce, Maggie, I wish you all the best next year. Congratulations on graduating. They play tennis at the school, too. Okay, Scott, you want to play us out?
Absolutely.
The people you know, the voices you trust. All new Fox Station exclusives available now.
My dad spent 2 combat pilot tours in the Vietnam War. I've come back to retrace his most important steps.
I went to Vietnam to learn more about it
That was a big deal.
and what it meant to serve this great country.
Dad, you were always with me.
Vietnam, Footsteps of My Father with Harris Faulkner. Fox Station would like to thank active military veterans this Memorial Day. Sign up and get your first year free.
Famous finest umbrella.
New blender.
How about high chairs?
Cutting board?
A bar front.
Love it. Budget?
Bed Bath & Beyond.
Start saving. Shop now. BedBathAndBeyond.com. Hey, asthma's got you going through it? Try Nucala for fewer asthma attacks. Nucala is a once-monthly add-on injection for severe eosinophilic asthma, not for sudden breathing problems. Allergic reactions can occur and help right away for swelling of face, mouth, tongue, or trouble breathing. Infections that can cause shingles have occurred. Don't stop steroids unless told by your doctor. Tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection. May cause headache, injection site reactions, back pain, and fatigue. Ask an asthma specialist if Nucala is right for you.
There are many ways to do things. At Old Dominion Freight Line, we do them this way. This way has people who start early, people who care and inspire each other to do things the way they should be done. This way uses technology and goes the extra mile to deliver your promises on time, every time. This way is why we're the #1 national LTO carrier for quality. For us, this way is the right way, which is why it's the only way we go.
Before Apoquel Chewable for allergic itch, giving dogs pills was a battle of wits.
Oh, Maria, I wanted your foolish game.
Is he gone?
Totally gone.
Itch relief just got easier. Apoquel, the trusted #1 treatment for allergic itch, is now available in a tasty chewable that works in a day.
Do not use in dogs with serious infections. May cause worsening of existing parasitic skin infestations or pre-existing cancers and serious infections. New neoplasias have been observed. Do not use in dogs less than 12 months old.
Ask your vet for Apoquel chewable.
Do it. So I'm Franklin Graham. As we watch the news, it feels like the whole world is filled and engulfed with hate. We see it on our college campuses. We see it across the world. Where does this come from? You see, hate is coming from the human heart. God made us and He created us. But sin has come to the world, and it's coming to each and every heart. And the only one who can fix the heart is God. And God did that by sending His Son, Jesus Christ, from heaven to this earth to take our sins. And He died in our place on a cross and shed His blood. He was buried. But on the third day, He walked right out of that grave. That's right. Jesus Christ is alive. And my question is, have you ever invited Him into your heart? If you haven't done it, do it right now. Just say, God, I'm a son. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I believe Jesus is your Son. I want to trust Him as my Savior. I pray this in Jesus' name. If you prayed that prayer, call that number right now that's on the screen. God bless you.
If you have this, consider adding this. An AARP Medicare Supplement Insurance Plan from United Healthcare. Medicare Supplement plans help by paying some of what Medicare does and let you see any doctor, any specialist, anywhere in the U.S. who accepts Medicare patients. So if you have this, consider adding this. Call United Healthcare today for your free decision guide.
Sure, I'm a paid actor. This isn't a real company. But there's no way to fake how Upwork can help your business. Search talent all over the world with over 10,000 skills you may not have in-house. More than 30% of the Fortune 500 use Upwork, because this is how we work now.
If you've ever grilled, you know you can count on propane to make everything great. But did you know propane also powers school buses that produce lower emissions that lead to higher test scores? Or that propane can cut your energy costs at home? It powers big jobs and small ones too. From hospitals to hospitality, people rely on propane, an energy source that's affordable, plentiful, and environmentally friendly for everyone. Get the facts at propane.com/now.
All right, it's 7 o'clock here in New York City. It is currently 58 degrees and it's raining outside. It's a lousy day. Hope it's nice and sunny wherever you are on this May 16th, 2024. Welcome to Hour 2 of Fox and Friends. Well, the presidential debates are officially on, but only on Joe Biden's terms, leaving Nancy Pelosi wondering if it's a good idea for them to meet at all.
I myself would never recommend going on stage with Donald Trump, but the president has decided that's what he wants to do.
With just 6 months left until the election, Biden might finally be addressing the border crisis, but only after 4,000 illegal crossings per day.
Right. Good job. And it is hereby decreed, burritos and tacos are considered sandwiches in the court of law. No, they're not. Come on, pressing issues.
But Judge got involved in that.
You have to.
The second hour of Fox and Friends starts right now, and remember, mornings are better with friends.
The stage is set. Former President Trump emphatically agreeing yesterday to President Biden's laundry list of terms and conditions for the two debates ahead of November's election.
Mark Meredith is live at the White House. Hey, Mark.
Brian Ainsley, Stephen Lawrence, good morning, friends. This year's presidential debates are not only going to be historic, but it's also going to be the first time we have seen a change of the conditions for these debates that Americans have come to expect in the last 40 years. As of now, both Presidents Biden and Trump have agreed to two different debates. The first being with CNN in late June, another with ABC in September. The Biden campaign had a set of demands for the president's participation, including no audience, no other candidate, just a one-on-one matchup. Limited news outlets would be considered eligible for the debates, and that candidate mics must mute after time expires. The effort to keep this a two-man debate, not surprisingly, has upset Robert F. Kennedy Jr. He has posted on this. He said, "They are trying to exclude me from their debate because they are afraid I would win. Keeping viable candidates off the debate stage undermines democracy." Polling shows overall, voters want to see debates, with more than 60% calling it either extremely or very important. Trump also wants way more than 2 debates. He's already vying for a third. He posted on his platform, quote, "Please let this truth serve to represent that I accept a debate ready with Biden on Fox. The debate would be in October. The host would be Brett Baier and Mark McCallum. Thank you." The Biden campaign has yet to agree to anything like that. Politico had this out today saying that one reason the debates might actually matter this year is because of the president's age. Biden's performance could do a lot to either allay those fears or to confirm them. Both CNN and ABC have already announced their moderators for these debates in June and September. Some things change, especially with that later format in September, depending on how the first one goes. But these debates will be before early voting begins. And also the first debate, guys, will also happen before either have officially become their party's nominee, because they're going to be before the convention. Steve Anthony, Brian Lawrence.
Hey, Mark, the one thing is pretty clear. This didn't come out of the blue. It looks like the New York Times says they were back-channeling about this, so when the announcement was made, it didn't catch everybody by surprise like we might have assumed.
Well, remember the president was on Howard Stern, what was that, 3 or 4 weeks ago, and he kind of mentioned that, yes, he was going to look forward to debate Trump, and so there's one place that may have jump-started some of the conversations, but you're right, in terms of the criteria that was selected, how this was going to happen so quickly. It was a fascinating turn of events that happened with the draft fires.
Well, and the TV networks got involved, and suddenly, CNN and ABC outmaneuvered everybody else, although Fox was on the preferred list, the allowed list. But here's the thing, Mark, here's the question. So CNN is hosting it. Back in the day when the Presidential Commission ran things, every channel ran it. If CNN is hosting, will there be a simulcast? Because I know ABC has already said, yes, we'll have one.
Yeah, ABC has said yes, that they would simulcast, allow others to broadcast it. I believe the conditions that CNN put out that they would allow it to be on their streaming platform as well as on their cable channel. Whether or not that changes between now and late June, of course, because anyone's guess, because that could also be demand. The idea would be to let the debates play out as much as possible. As you would imagine, there would be so much interest in this, but with no audience in the first one there in CNN, you have to kind of wonder, what is the format really going to look like, and will it play to either candidate's strengths?
Great, right. They both can't lose. They both can't lose.
They gave him, Donald Trump gave Joe Biden everything, thanks, Mark Miller, gave him everything that he wanted. So I don't understand how they could complain about anything when you get to the debate stage. I think I know why Joe Biden is agreeing, though. There's an article in the New Republic, and it says the Democrats have a Joe Biden problem. When you look at the polls, rightly calls panic about Democrats, but it also shows that the election is not a lost cause for the party. Talking about the other candidates. While the numbers for Biden specifically are terrible, other Democrats are performing quite well. And they cite Nevada, which the candidate is up by 12. They cite Arizona, and they cite Pennsylvania. So essentially, there's a call behind the scenes for the Democrats to move away from Biden. And they don't mean pick a different candidate, but to focus on down ballot and not Joe Biden. That's why he needed this debate.
In order to qualify for a debate, you have to be on enough state ballots to win the electoral college majority, and you have to score 15% in at least 4 major national polls. RFK Jr. says he's going to meet the criteria for at least one of them before the June 20th deadline, so we'll see about that. Nancy Pelosi was asked if she thought that Joe Biden should have agreed to a debate. Listen.
I myself would never recommend going on the stage with Donald Trump, but the president has decided that's what he wants to do. I think the format he is suggesting is a good one. I think you all should have meetings with them, let them challenge them with questions about the future. Let the public make its decision.
Is going to get the opportunity to see, presidential candidates before either of them are nominated by. It's going to be the earliest ever. I heard Byron York say yesterday, with early voting, you need early debates, and he's absolutely right. But what is the plus for Joe Biden? Well, if he stumbles, there's plenty of time behind it. And apparently what the Biden camp thinks they can do is, by announcing it so early and having them so early, they can jolt the American public that is not paying attention to the race. Hey, these are the 2 guys. You got to pick between these 2 guys. Okay, look at these 2 guys. Which do you like? And the Biden camp thinks that will force people to say, okay, I don't like Joe Biden, but I'm going to go for him.
Yeah,
they think they're reminding they want to remind the American public of the Trump years, and the Biden people think that's a great thing. They said because Trump is chaos. I say this: for 2.5 years, you told me it was illegitimate. You put a non-stop Russia investigation on every time they had success, some Russia allegation popped up. Can you imagine if they just leveled the playing field and just called him on his policies instead of trying to prove he was illegitimate? They asked people at Fox, do you think the debates were important? 41% said extremely important, 23% said very important. And I'll add one more thing to the fray. Just as I brought up, the problem I have with this format are the moderators, they despise Trump. They're non-stop parties. It doesn't mean they're not bright. It doesn't mean they're not good at their job. But they have a bias against one candidate. They should be eliminated. Is there anyone they're not biased? You can't feel their minds. I want to see two guys speaking all the time. We need to look clear this. And if it's going to be all the presidential moderators, so you'll have Donald Trump will say, I'm the best economy ever. Well, not according to those throwaway lines at the end that moderators always do when they don't like what.
And to that point, Brian, I also would just like to see the questions asked. Just ask the questions. The getting involved in the debate process, I think it's going to leave a bad taste in the American public. And I think that's how they put their thumb on the scale when they start getting involved. Let the candidates do that. I think also a positive for Donald Trump is that there's not going to be a crowd there. He's an entertainer, so he plays to the crowd. He likes to cheer, and that's what he's done his whole life. Not having people there, I think, will calm him down.
A lot of critics have been critical of Joe Biden for that reason. They're saying Donald Trump feeds off the crowd. Joe Biden didn't want a crowd. And Donald Trump, I agree, it's television. You want it to be entertaining. And if you can't hear their responses, because if Joe Biden answers a question, Donald Trump might say, liar, or whatever, you want to hear that.
That's interesting. Well, we just put up the rules, and one of them was they cut the mics only after the time is up. So there's a possibility, you would imagine, that if during Joe Biden's time, Donald Trump interrupts him, you would think that would be played. It's just after, okay, everybody's got 1 minute. I feel sorry for the audio guy. Not only does he have to figure out which volume control, but then he's got to have a stopwatch. Time's up. Boom. Let's see.
Yeah,
let's see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Also, Donald Trump, I think, to his advantage, to let Joe Biden talk. Yeah, just let him, because he talks in circles. And they'll say things like the president of Mexico is the president of Egypt. And that's what that.
Maybe he'll cut himself off. Maybe I should talk about that when he has nothing
One
else.
of the topics will be the border. And Joe Biden, the headline of the New York
We'll do it 2 by 2. We'll bring the rookie up here.
Now he's saying, all right, I'm listening to
You might take a shot at the rookie, I don't know.
constituents are saying that these open borders aren't working.
No.
We're seeing crime. We're all paying for these migrants who are here. All right, so once 4,000 migrants per day have gone over the border, then I'll close the gate.
So that's one of the executive orders he said he couldn't do. Right. So they're going to allow 4,000. It comes up to over 1 million. When you get to a threshold, they just shut it down. They'll just, whether it's a carousel, you get a certain threshold at Disney, they just don't let anybody else in. So they just shut down even the right passages of entry. There's our future life course right there. But they also did a breakdown of the guidelines under Joe Biden. And this is, Bill Malugin says he requested this Freedom of Information Act on Halloween. And they just gave it to him here in May. And the amount of guidelines, look at this. Last year, 670,000. The last year of Trump administration, 151. Prior to that was around 120, 104,000 for the year. It's up to 670. We think the numbers are high now. The people that we only see the back of their heads.
They got the walls in the fucking way.
670,000. Do you think they're here to make America great?
There was no door there.
These are people you can't track, too. They're inside of the country. We don't know what they're doing. We don't know where they come from. We don't know if they have a record or not. I just don't understand from the Biden administration perspective. I get why they want to get involved now because it's an election issue. But do you guys really think you can fix the damage that has been done to the country in this 3.5 years in just a couple of months? Right. It's just bad strategy.
Yeah, because all those people that you're looking at right there are in the country now. So, the last two things we're talking about, both the debates suddenly out of nowhere, and now he's going to take executive action. You know what it is? this is all about the polling because Joe Biden and Joe Biden's camp
As
was
if.
to blame Congress and the Republicans and blame Donald Trump. Hey, Donald Trump told them don't pass that Senate bill, and they didn't. And you're right, it's not working. So what are they doing? They're pulling back, and they're saying essentially. And Speaker Johnson, who Brian talked to the other day, said essentially this is an acknowledgement that Joe Biden could do it all along. He could do it without Congress, but he chose not to for political reasons. Well, are you talking about the Wayback Machine?
Let's take a look.
Let's push the button.
Now all I can do is just give me the power. I've asked for the very day I got it off.
It's time for Republicans in Congress to show a little courage, to show a little spine.
Bipartisan bill would be good for America and help fix our broken immigration system and allow speedy access for those who deserve to be here. And Congress needs to get it done.
I sent Congress a comprehensive plan on immigration reform. My friends on the other side have found nothing of it. Over and over, I've asked for resources to step up action at the border. I made it clear we need Congress to make changes to fix what is a broken immigration system.
The other thing Congress did yesterday, they took a vote. Do you agree that if you're an illegal alien, here illegally, waiting for your court date, and you assault a police officer, you should be kicked out? This should be a layup, right? 148 Democrats said, no, I don't think so. That's crazy. That's the news. There must be no cops in their fans.
We already know that, Tommy. You don't look at the guys who beat up the police officers in Times Square.
Right. But
how tone deaf to the American people to have immigration during the primary is the number one issue. Right. The number one issue. And to not be able to condemn and vote on a bill that says, they just can't attack cops.
Well, you know what? Here's what's happening. Chuck Schumer, according to the New York Post, apparently is considering resurrecting that failed Senate bill. And so what? Think about it. It's an election year, and so what they're going to try to do is put all the Republicans in the Senate on the spot. Okay, you're going to have to vote against this if Donald Trump wants to. That's their thinking. They're trying to keep the majority on the Democrat side in the Senate, and so this is politics.
By the way, this is the toughest any Democrat will ever be on the border because it's an election year, and they know you want it. But if he wins another 4 years, the wall's going to come down. Yeah. Do you think this is bad? Is going to be is going to make this look calm.
The problem with the Democrats have is the onus is on them right now. They broke the border. No voter is going to say suddenly that the Republicans and Donald Trump were weak on the border. So if they plan on casting this vote to get them on the record, it's not like the voters are going to come back and say, oh, those Republicans are anti-border security. They're going to blame the Democrats for what happened and the pinballs coming across the border, attacking the cops.
Senator Anker had some good things in negotiating there, but it wasn't the type of things that they feel as though as long as this president had discretion, that there was still going to be a problem, but he'd have to cover up this legislation, which could have been worse. But it doesn't mean that there weren't some positives in that bill.
There were some positives, and all the Republicans said that too. They agreed with that. They just didn't love the bill overall, and there were some things that were very important to them and their constituents that they wanted in that bill that weren't.
And also, don't forget, Donald Trump said, look, this is not in the Republicans' best interest. Don't pass it this year because it helps Joe Biden.
He's forgot against it, correct.
All right, coming up in a moment, we're going to find out about what is a sandwich. But first, we have some other news.
Okay, starting with a Fox News alert right now in Chicago at DePaul University, where police in riot gear are clearing out a pro-Palestinian encampment. This after yesterday, students hosted a walkout after protesters and school administrators were not able to reach an agreement on the university divesting from Israel. The ongoing protest forced the university to cancel an upcoming music festival over security concerns. It is unclear if any arrests have been made. Police in riot gear also clearing out hundreds of anti-Israel protesters at UC Irvine, who stormed and barricaded a campus building yesterday. The officer also clearing an encampment that the university says had been there for more than 2 weeks. The school says all classes will be held remotely today as a result of all of this. This is a new Fox News poll, shows 59% of voters oppose anti-Israel protests, but a third of respondents say that they support them. Hunter Biden will be facing 2 trials at the same time next month, and his legal team may have a big problem. Hunter's so-called sugar brother, Kevin Morris, has reportedly told his associates that he can no longer afford to fund the first son's legal defense. Hunter's first case is expected to begin on June 3rd. We will be watching as that happens. New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez's corruption trial resumes today. And this after his lawyers claim the senator was unaware that his wife had stashed gold bars and cash in her closet. Telling jurors, quote, the gold bars were found in a locked closet. It was Nadine's closet. Menendez is facing charges alleging he accepted bribes with gold bars and cash in exchange for his influence, and is also charged with acting as a foreign agent to Egypt, and currently has some trouble at home as well. Wild video shows NYPD officers rescuing a man who fell on subway tracks before an oncoming train in the Bronx. Watch this. Heart-pounding moments there. The man had fallen off the tracks after reportedly having a seizure. They saved his life. A taco stand in Mexico City becoming the first in the world to receive a star. The stand only serves tacos that cost around $5. It's been in business since 1968. Seems a Michelin star. How cool is that? That taco stand owner must be so proud. And here is the question of the morning. Are burritos and tacos considered no one thinks so. Restaurant plan to open a taco Mexican grill in a strip mall, but its application was denied. Only restaurants that sold made-to-order or Subway-style sandwiches were allowed into the mall. Well, after bringing a lawsuit, a judge sided with the restaurateur, ruling that tacos and burritos are Mexican-style sandwiches. So email us at friends@foxnews.com to let us know what you think about this. What do you think, guys?
Does Mexico think that? Does Mexico
can vote. Yes, Mexico, write us. Let us know. I like that the judge did that. Only I want a taco. I didn't know there was going to be tacos. So what do you like?
Here's the thing.
I'll take a taco. I'll take this.
We get that the judge was trying to make it possible for that location to open in that mall. But a Mexican sandwich. There's already a sandwich in Mexico. It's called a torta. This is a tortilla.
For the Americans out there watching, we have American viewers. Right?
Yeah.
This is a sandwich. It comes from the ancient, the Greeks invented the wrap. And we have adopted it. So I say the burrito is a sister sandwich of the wrap. So, but this is not a sandwich. It is a totally different.
I know your relatives involved with this. You know how the great guy is this is going to be a very division.
Totally a Seinfeld episode. That's why you like us. Seinfeld.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we know that Tuskegee, my grandfather made his glasses. And we know that my great uncle met the guy. We had nothing to do with the
Are you sure? No. Too many family members are working at the Taco Bell in Times Square. I just started reporting.
Taco Bell is my favorite restaurant of all the restaurants. Not even fast food, just plain in general. You gotta get the greens because
I work for a drive-through that's usually not a restaurant. If you get the same thing through a window that you get for your waiter, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not in the restaurant.
I don't think a taco is a sandwich, similar to a hot dog not being a sandwich. But I'm glad that the judge made the ruling because I'm glad that restaurant owner got
So let's see if we can actually get either the judge or the people who own the restaurant.
That's so important because a lot of people are focused on the Trump trial. We're focused on the sandwich.
I can tell you, I'm in my 60s. I have never had a burrito for breakfast.
The bean burrito is good at Taco
This is why Brian doesn't eat on camera. Nothing in my mouth. I can read the tea. A possible defense witness! Exclamation point, question mark. I was actually advised to testify before Congress on his former client's lack of credibility, saying Cohen is huge. And Congressman George.
We shot a sniper this mission, but he's too injured.
Choice Hotels is a family of brands with a hotel for any traveler you want to be. Like Quality Inn for the dad that gets every dollar and minute out of this family road trip.
The day is upon us.
Look at choicehotels.com.
Hello.
Make your first move with battery power made by steel.
Right now, save $50 on select battery lawnmower sets. Real steel. Find yours.
Say hello to the new Athleisure. Sleek design, vibrant comfort, with dynamic technology and Italian leather. They're game for anyone. Free shipping, free returns, 365-day guarantee. Get comfortable at wolfreeshepherd.com.
The all-new GoDaddy Arrow helps you get your business online in minutes with the power of AI. With the perfect name, a great logo, and a beautiful website. Start with a domain, a few clicks, and your business. Make now the feature at godaddy.com/arrow.
As the candidates race toward the White House, America hopes for a clean and fair election. But your kids understand what that means. It's why my team created the Kids Guide to the Presidential Election. As your kids read it, they'll discover how elections are won and how to ensure that every legal vote is counted and what happens when they're not. All future voters need this guide, and you can have it for free. To order, visit freeelectionguide.com. That's freeelectionguide.com.
At Biz2 Credit, we know nothing ruins a business owner's day like an expense you didn't expect. With funding you can count on, Biz2 Credit makes it simple and convenient to solve the problems you didn't see coming. So when your business throws you a surprise, don't throw in the towel. Biz2 Credit helps you get business funding to fight the unexpected. When trouble brews, Biz2 Credit is the solution. Biz2 Credit. Funding what's next.
Ignite the celebration this Memorial Day with the outdoor fun and flavor that's better on a Blackstone. And join the more than 11 million Blackstone users who know this is the way America cooks outdoors. With an enormous variety for your whole neighborhood, freedom has never tasted better. With a Blackstone, you're free to cook anything, anytime, anywhere. Go to your nearest Blackstone retailer or BlackstoneProducts.com now and make everything better on a Blackstone.
When enamel is gone, you cannot get it back, but you can repair it with Pronamel Repair. It penetrates deep into the tooth to actively repair acid-weakened enamel. I recommend Pronamel Repair. With new Pronamel Repair mouthwash, you can enhance that repair beyond brushing. They work great together.
Harris Faulkner puts America's news in focus.
Living in here demanding answers.
Don't miss the Faulkner Focus. Weekdays at 11 on Fox News Channel.
Years that I've been on my own, it's been really challenging in order to make ends meet. Wages that I feel with for things like food, keeping the cost of food down, help with groceries and other necessities, the income that gets always
That ain't bad.
thanks to Mary Grace,
myself and bring something there.
So, day 18 of former President Trump's New York criminal trial is set to begin in about 2 hours with Michael Cohen cross-examination expected to pick back up this morning. Eric Shawn is live outside the courthouse. Hey, Eric.
Hey, Lawrence, well, a new claim could really blow up this trial. That Michael Cohen lied about Donald Trump when he testified here earlier this week. As you know, Cohen, the former president's fixer and lawyer, testified that it was the former president who was completely responsible for the Stormy Daniels arrangement. But that is not what Cohen reportedly said to his former advisor, lawyer Robert Costello, in 2018. In written testimony to the House Judiciary Subcommittee yesterday, Costello said, quote, Cohen decided that while he didn't believe the allegation, he thought the story would be embarrassing for Trump, and especially for Melania. So he decided he would take care of this himself. When asked if Trump had any knowledge of this, Cohen told me, no. Cohen could be confronted with this when he's back for cross-examination today. Trump lawyer Tom Blanche tried to portray him as being obsessed with Trump, out for revenge because he was not offered a top job in the Trump administration when his boss moved from Trump Tower to the White House. Blanche said, quote, do you recall saying on the phone that you really missed the boss? You said, boss, I miss you so much. I wish I was down there with you. It's really hard for me not to be there. Do you remember that? Cohen responded, I don't recall that. We'll see if the defense calls Robert Costello to the stand. It could be quite a revelation. But what he says could be considered hearsay, so it may not be admissible. But you know, the former president certainly will address this when he arrives here in court in about an hour and a half from now. A stunning conflict for what Michael Cohen told the jury here on the stand earlier this week. Lawrence, back to you.
We'll be watching it. Thanks, Eric. And this morning, hear more from Bob Costello when he joins America's Newsroom, coming up live at 9:30 Eastern Time. So Costello testified yesterday in front of our next guest, House Judiciary Committee Chair Jim Jordan, and he joins us right now. So, Chairman, this is what Costello had to say on the Capitol yesterday. Watch.
I said, Michael, the way this works is if you have truthful information about Donald Trump, that's clearly what they're looking for, I can have all your legal problems solved by the end of the week. His response, I swear to God, Bob, I don't have anything on Donald Trump.
I mean, this was stunning testimony.
Yeah, I don't have anything on Donald Trump. And at the very moment he would need something like that, his lawyer at the time, Robert Costello, said, if you got something that's truthful, tell me now so we can get you out of the legal jeopardy that you are in. And he said, I have nothing. More importantly, or as importantly, he took care of this thing himself. He paid it himself, as was pointed out earlier. So, again, I think this all underscores just how ridiculous this trial is. Never forget what Alvin Bragg said. Alvin Bragg said, I cannot envision a situation where I would indict President Trump and call Michael Cohen as a prosecution witness. But Alvin Bragg did just that, only after President Trump announced he was running for office. So that was what the whole point of the hearing was yesterday, to show just how political all these prosecutions are, all these trials are, whether it's in Miami, whether it's
they're working pretty good that round.
or whether it's the one.
So,
2 kills,
I guess the big question,
I think.
Chairman, and there's been some debate about this. I mean, you're not a lawyer, but you're a friend of the former president.
Yeah.
Obviously, you feel like this testimony breaks and shines a lot of light on what was happening behind the scenes. Do you think this guy should be called as a witness for this trial in New York?
Oh, I'm sure that President Trump's team is thinking about do we call him or not. I think it makes sense.
Xcom.
That's up to President Trump and his defense team what they decide to do. But he was Michael Cohen's lawyer. Michael Cohen accused Bob Costello of doing something wrong, and he said it wasn't true, completely not true. But he waived the attorney-client privilege. That's why Robert Costello was able to testify to the committee yesterday.
So, Chairman, you sent over a resolution. Sent over some documents and said, listen, I need all of these documents and audio to be turned over between President Biden and his interview with the special counsel. You sent over a subpoena, They decided not to comply with that, and so you guys are going to hold him in contempt?
Yeah, we are. I mean, because remember what Robert Hur said, Lawrence. He said that Joe Biden lit the elements of the crime. He knowingly kept classified information. He knowingly disclosed classified information. And then Robert Hur pointed out the reasons he did so. He said on page 231 of the report, Joe Biden had a number of reasons motivations for ignoring classified procedures because he was writing a book for which he got paid $8 million in advance. So he had an $8 million motive. He met the elements of the crime, but Special Counsel Hur concluded we're not going to charge him because he's a forgetful elderly gentleman. Okay, fine, but let us see all the evidence, and that includes the audio tape where you can hear and voice inflections, pauses, all kinds of things that you don't just get from a transcript. And finally, I would add this. We already know the White House is willing to change the transcript from what was actually being said, because a few weeks ago, Joe Biden was giving a speech, reading from the teleprompter, and he says the word pause in his comments. But when the transcript was made public, the word pause wasn't in there. They'd taken it out. So we want the audio tape.
Because I'm with you. I want to hear it. I think the American public needs to hear this information as well. But the DOJ is not going to prosecute themselves. So what benefit do we have with the contempt?
It's on Merrick Garland's record. I mean, we're going to vote it out of committee today. The contempt resolution, we'll see if Speaker Johnson and if and when they want to put it on the floor and vote it out of the House. But that's on his record. We think it should be assigned to the appropriate U.S. attorney, and we should get that information in the end. But we'll have to see how that all shakes out.
Yeah. I wish some of the rules can change. I mean, you guys have Capitol Police under your jurisdiction. Y'all should be able to haul them out some way, but there has to be a balance of power here.
We'll do the Arctur.
Justice is under contempt. There has to be some enforcement there. So I would like to see that.
The power is supposed to be the power of the purse. We're supposed to use them, but that's what the founders wanted. The legislative body controls the money, and particularly the House, where all taxing and spending legislation has to originate. We're supposed to use that power to get these agencies to actually serve the American people.
Congressman, thanks so much.
You bet.
So
You and your satellites. I don't have enough uplink to give you a satellite and a satellite. No, I don't.
Measures after Biden's tariffs.
I tried that before.
That's next.
Cole Hauser is an award-winning actor. Beyond his impressive career, he is a proud supporter of the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. I was able to spend some time with Cole and his family to reflect on those who have sacrificed so much to defend our freedom.
You know, as I started to be more and more successful, it's like, how can I help? But when I heard of Tunnel to Towers, I met Brandon in Idaho and his family. I was like, wow, there's actually a charity where we know where the money's going to go.
You saw the stuff we put in these homes.
Man, I was blown away.
Why should Americans help Tunnel to Towers Foundation?
I mean, is there any better organization to help the people that has fought for this national freedoms that we have?
And you're going to join us on that mission.
Okay. Hey, I'm Cole Hauser. I want you to join me in supporting our nation's heroes and their families. It's only $11 a month. Go to t2t.org.
Does your windshield have a crack? Trust Safe Light. This customer had auto glass damage. He was busy working from home, so he scheduled with Safe Light.
Germany.
A few clicks. We came to his house.
$2.99. Let's put some rookies on here.
Installed new wipers to protect his new glass. It's great. Thank you. My pleasure. We come to you for free. Schedule now for free mobile service at safelight.com.
SafeLight Repair, SafeLight Replace.
I'm Brian Gary, and today we're talking about the biggest misconception there is about replacement windows. I'm here with Ted Coons, the project manager for Renewal by Anderson, to talk about it.
Yeah, one of the big things we hear from homeowners is, I shouldn't need to replace my windows, they're just not that old. But here's the thing, home builders put in high-end kitchens, bathrooms, and low-end windows that just aren't that good. So even if your windows are only 7 to 10 years old, they may still need to be replaced.
Ted, there's so many window companies out there. What's different about your company?
Well, besides being a full-service replacement window division and we're the company people tend to call when they're particular about their home. They don't want just any old window or any old installer.
So your standards for installers are pretty high, right?
Yeah, Brian, you can have the best window or door in the world, but if it's not installed correctly, it's going to fail. So we don't hire these jack of all trades installers to do gutters and siding on the side. Our window installation teams do our windows year in, year out, and have done thousands of them.
Anytime a homeowner has to deal with multiple home improvement companies, they get stuck in a blame game.
Yeah, with other companies, if there's an issue, the manufacturer blames the installer blames the manufacturer. With us, there's no finger pointing or blaming each other. We're both the installer and the manufacturer.
Sid, is it easy for a homeowner to get a price?
Very easy. We'll come out to your house and we'll assess your current patio door windows, and then we'll give you an exact price that's good for an entire year.
Sid, that's great information. Thank you.
Before May 31st, buy one window, patio door, or entry door and get the next one 40% off. That's 40% off with a minimum purchase of 4, plus save an extra $200 on your entire purchase. With no money down, no monthly payments, and no interest for 1 year. This offer ends May 31st. For a free appointment with Renewal by Anderson, call 1-800-704-4200.
Babe, I'm buying this umbrella.
New blender.
How about 5 chairs?
Cutting board?
Of bar cards.
Love it. Budget?
Bed Bath & Beyond.
Start saving. Shop now. BedBathAndBeyond.com.
COPD hasn't been pretty. It's tough to breathe. It's tough to keep wondering if this is as good as it gets. But Trelegy has shown me that there's still beauty and breath to be had. Because of the 3 medicines in 1 inhaler, Trelegy keeps my airways open and prevents future flare-ups. And with 1 dose a day, Trelegy improves lung function, so I can breathe more freely all day and night.
Trelegy won't replace a respirator for sudden breathing problems. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Do not take Trelegy more than prescribed.
Shit.
Increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor for some breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
Ask your doctor about once daily Trelegy for COPD, because breathing should be beautiful.
Well, I'm a paid actor, and this isn't a real company. There's no way to fake how Upwork can help your business. Upwork is half the cost of our old recruiter, and they have top-tier talent and everything from
Through 2 walls, and I got nailed with 2 with a full cover.
When you can't watch, listen. Get the latest news, business, and news headlines on SiriusXM. Anytime, anywhere. Fox News Audio on SiriusXM. America is listening.
Good morning, everyone. Okay, a dire situation unfolding across portions of Texas and Louisiana. This is a flash flood threat. The fact that we are a 4 out of 4 here doesn't happen very often. The last time we had a 4 out of 4 in terms of the risk was Hurricane Harvey for this area. So that is my main concern. Obviously, we've had flooding across the Ohio River Valley, across the Plain States, here in the Mid-Atlantic and the Northeast. But today and through the next couple of days, this is going to be the bullseye for severe storms. We have flood alerts, flood warnings, flood watches for all of these big cities, and rain still to come here on top of close to a foot of rain that they've already received in the Lufkin, Texas area. We could easily see 3 to 5, 5 to 8 inches. So that's going to be a big deal. River flooding over the next few days. All of these rivers flooding into major cities like the Houston area, South Texas, Louisiana, New Orleans. So this is going to be our biggest concern right now. Also a severe risk as well. FoxWeather.com has all of the latest details for you. Brian, over to you.
All right, Janice, thanks so much. Now let's talk international. Fox News alert. Vladimir Putin is in China right now looking to secure more support for his war in Ukraine and standing by his powerful political ally, President Xi. He is set to take part in a gala marking 75 years since the Soviet Union recognized the People's Republic of China as the communist giant vows resolute measures in response to Joe Biden's proposed tariff hikes. Here to react is Heritage Foundation Senior Fellow for China Strategy, Michael Pillsbury. First off, Michael, this is not unusual for them to show a sign of support. What is Vladimir Putin going to ask from China?
Several things, Brian. I think he's already got one thing. Is this long interview he gave in writing, calling the Ukrainian political system Nazis. He wants China to support his propaganda.
Excellent.
The real goal in Ukraine, what the Russians want to do is stamp out
It's a good mission.
This, of course, totally false. But that's the first big thing Putin wanted, and he's already got it.
The assault got a few kills.
of a quasi-military nature. China's indicated to the Biden administration they're going to help Russia a little bit, but not a lot. But I think that's false. I think what's happening is this trip, this 2-day stopover by Putin, he's really going to cement serious military support for his role in Ukraine. And the third thing he's trying to do, he's saying, I'm open to negotiations. This is Putin's statement when he got to Beijing. But they're really not. The negotiating terms are that Ukraine give up its complete sovereignty. So this would never happen under Trump. This is a big blunder, I think, by the Biden people to drive Russia and China together. This is one of Trump's goals, never to allow this to happen.
There's information that China is helping Russian military far more than we even thought. Keeping the Russian economy from feeling the effects of all the sanctions. Number one, buying their oil, providing dual-use items so they could use them as weapons. And you say the Heritage Foundation has come up with 80 separate things that Joe Biden could be doing to stop China from doing this or limit their effectiveness here. Number one, China needs the European market. They need the American market. If Europe speaks in one voice and they're legitimately concerned about Russian aggression, and we do the same thing, they know they cannot pay an economic price for Vladimir Putin's adventurism. And that might be some leverage that could curtail this relationship. Are we doing any of that? Is Europe?
No, not really. The Heritage Report I'm referring to is called Winning the Next Cold War. None of the items in there, many of which have support in Congress, have been implemented by the Biden administration. They're doing little things like the tariffs on electric vehicles, but that's a very teeny portion of Chinese exports to the U.S. So basically, we're seeing what Trump was trying to do with China when he called himself Tariff Man, to get leverage over China to help us in various ways. That's simply not happening with Biden. And to push together two nuclear powers, Russia and China, it's really a blunder of the highest order. 75 years of Russia-China relations that Putin celebrating, Brian. They've mainly been conflict. The Russians had 1 million army troops buildup on the Chinese border for a while. So to see them come together like this, to me, it's just shocking. It's one of the biggest blunders we'll see in my lifetime, I think.
And you got to gradually work to split them apart because they really have different interests, different focus, and China's certainly got a better economy. Who needs the European and the Western markets? Michael, it doesn't look like anything's going to change unless there's a new person in the White House. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Brian.
All right, meanwhile, President Biden's struggling in swing states. So the campaign is sending Vice President Harris to Wisconsin again. Harris' partner is here on the Biden's team strategy. And can the VP be effective? Finally.
Support charger.
I was scared when I was told age-related macular degeneration could jeopardize my vision. It was hard, but taking PreserVision was easy.
PreserVision has the exact clinically proven AREDS2 formula recommended by the NEI.
I'm taking control like millions of others.
If you've ever grilled, you know you can count on propane to make everything great. But did you know propane also powers school buses that produce lower emissions that lead to higher test scores? Or that propane can cut your energy costs at home? It powers big jobs and small ones too. From hospitals to hospitality, people rely on propane, an energy source that's affordable, plentiful, and environmentally friendly for everyone. Get the facts at propane.com/now.
Americans turn to RVing in record numbers as they pursue the spirit of freedom and travel exploration.
The RV community is stronger than ever as family and friends seek quality time together. Camping World has been a part of the American dream since 1966. Shop over 6,000 RVs for less than $200 a month, only at Camping World.
I'm Tony Steve, digital strategist at AmericanEagle.com. Our clients have complex website and digital marketing needs. Badgley Mischka, a high-end fashion brand, needed to expand their online presence, reach new customers, and increase online sales. We solve digital challenges like this all the time. We implemented a digital marketing strategy that more than doubled their online sales through management of email marketing, paid search, SEO, and social media. For results-driven digital marketing solutions, go to AmericanEagle.com.
Business is good. But what if you still can't stay ahead of your bills? Biz2 Credit helps you stay on top of your expenses and keep the cushion you need to succeed. Small business is the ultimate marathon. Winners need the endurance and support to go the distance. You have what it takes. Biz2 Credit helps you get the funding you need. Biz2 Credit. Funding what's next.
I look back with great satisfaction on my 32 years in active duty. I understand the veteran mentality. These are people who have served, they've been in leadership positions, they're willing to put their life on the line if necessary, and they come to us and they say, I need some financial help at this point in time. They're not looking for a handout, they're looking for a little handout. My team at New Day USA is going to do everything we possibly can to make sure that veteran gets that money.
No one takes care of veterans like New Day USA. Why choose a Sleep Number Smart Bed? Can't keep you warm when I'm cold.
Wait, no, I'm always hot.
Sleep Number does that. Now save 50% on the Sleep Number Limited Edition Smart Bed, plus 0% interest for 36 months. Shop now at sleepnumber.com.
When you can't watch, listen. Get the latest news, business, and news headlines on SiriusXM. Anytime, anywhere. Fox News Audio on SiriusXM. America is listening.
I think I...
You know me, Baz. That food panda. And the lamb is who's the most powerful food sorceress. I'm going to lead you right to her front door. Oh, you're adorable.
Sarah, you got this.
But they lost.
Not really. Not really.
Family came to Canada because the situation in the country wasn't the safest. I had trouble fitting in, and learning the language was very hard. Therefore, making friends was also very hard. The program helped me a lot because I met other kids who were going through the same struggles as me. So I was able to relate and find somewhere where I could fit in. Thanks to your support of United Way, I'm able to achieve my dreams and become a doctor in the future.
Today, Vice President Kamala Harris pushing her economic opportunity tour in Milwaukee. It's her fourth visit to the Badger State. As polls show, Biden's struggling in key battleground states with the economy as their main issue.
He's going to crush the Faulkner Focus anchor. Harris Faulkner joins us right now. So, Harris, you've been touring the country. It looks like when it comes to minorities right now, Biden has been hit hard. If you look at some of the polling right now, we have that 60, it's down to 72% right now. It was at 79% amongst black voters in 2020. Is it a real problem for Biden?
I would think that it would be even lower than that at this point. I mean, he's acting like it is. So he's got this big speech coming up at Morehouse, historically black college and universities, HBCU. And I've heard some Democrats say that he might have wanted to scoot that off the schedule 4 or 5 months ago, because this is a problem. So he's going to go into an HBCU area, the only one that's been having any protests. Those kids have gone off campus to join other protests from Morehouse. And that's a big deal, because this is a wave against him now, a Jewish hate, anti-Israel wave against him. So it'll be interesting to see how he handles that mostly all-black audience and all-black men. It's like, what's that going to be like? It is an age thing with him. It is who people trust. You know, you guys travel a lot too. So when you talk with people, family members for us, Lawrence, down in Texas, because we both have family there, the issue is he doesn't get the economy. And while the color there is not brown or black, it's green, you wouldn't tell that by Joe Biden. Because what he's trying to do is shore up the black vote by cherry-picking some areas he's going to go. And he's sending Kamala Harris today, vice president, to Wisconsin. which had 47,000 people vote in an uninstructed column, which is like the uncommitteds, but each state kind of has its own way of saying it. I mean, he's having some real issues right now. Blacks are among those people. We're in America, but that's not his biggest problem right now. I don't think he'd care that much about the black vote if he were not losing other votes, like the youth vote, so on and so forth. But you hit everybody if you fix the prices. And I don't think he can do that. Who can? You can't. This is an open economy. You can't fix the prices. What you can do is acknowledge people's pain. And you can say, I'm not going to do anything else to hurt you. Yeah. Because I know my policies haven't helped yet. He could even say yet if he wanted to. I mean, I don't really think that's the case. I think his policies don't work for this kind of economy that he's created. With inflation that's stubborn, it ticked down 0.1% to 3.4 yesterday, but we're so far away from 2%. He inherited in his mind some kind of Disney fantasy that it was 9% when he took office. It was 1.4 out of a pandemic that he declared over the first year of his presidency. I mean, it's been a mess economically, and that hits people of color, men we know. That after the pandemic, black men, there were fewer of them in the economy, period, with jobs. So there was a lot of putback. They have put back a lot of those jobs. You know, whenever you hear this president say he's creating jobs, no, if you look at the numbers, it's about the 11 million that we lost when people were locked out of jobs and businesses were crushed under the weight of a pandemic. He takes credit for everything except for what he's broken. He will not take the blame, the accountability for that. And that turns a host of people off. And the number one color is green. He's got to figure out the economy. Just like your beautiful tie.
Thank you. His favorite color. Yeah. Harris, you traveled to Vietnam. It was a very special trip for you, and it's on Fox Nation. It's called Vietnam, Footsteps of My Father. Yeah. Tell us about your trip.
So my goal was to go and understand.
How handsome he was.
Oh, thank you. You know what? Martha McCallum hit me yesterday. And she said, your dad's good looking. Anyway, she saw from. So my goal was to make that 22 to 24-hour trip and land on the other side of the world.
Holy shit, is that all you're going to do is shoot at one guy?
At another SWAT for to keep a communist march that was on the move because it is a country that borders China. They have a checkpoint up there. And they were...
You're way the fuck out in left field.
The Soviet Union, much like... Now Russia and China are fueling, things around the world that they want to be a part of. So that continues today. But they were trying to walk out democracy for South Vietnam, which didn't want to become communist. And I wanted to understand that because it impacted our entire family. So one of the places I went to was along the Saigon River where he had a really close call. Vietnam, Footsteps of My Father. This is on Fox Nation right now at like 8 o'clock this morning. Right now, let's watch.
Your dad would have flown non-stop, moving around to check on his units throughout there. I found that a website of his old unit, and...
You found a website of my dad's old unit?
Dad's old unit. I saw the company command post, and sure enough...
His name is there!
Yeah.
He was commanding the unit. I didn't know that he had made major.
While he was in Vietnam.
While he was in Vietnam.
All right, you can watch Vietnam Footsteps of My Father now on Fox Nation, and also you can watch Harris on Fox Focus 11 a.m. today, outnumbered at noon. As always, we just had a 10-year anniversary.
Harris, that's amazing. You went to Pittman apartment building where that famous photo was taken of the helicopter rescuing people. You went to Red Beach, Houston. You were hiking up mountains, riding down the Saigon River, learning more about your dad. And we hear your dad's face in this. You have that from when you wrote your book. You'll have to watch it. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Lawrence. Good to see you.
More Fox and Friends coming up.
There's nothing better than Subway Series footlong, except when you add on an all-new footlong sidekick. We're talking a $2 footlong churro, $3 footlong pretzel, and a $5 footlong cookie. Every footlong deserves a perfect sidekick. Order one with your favorite Subway Series sub today.
Take control of your health by boosting your force field, the immune system. Aura tells you when your temperature is higher than normal. Live smarter, stronger, healthier with the Aura Ring.
Power through your to-do list and create a space that makes a splash. Right now, save $20 on the MS-162 chainsaw. Real steel. Find yours.
20 seconds a week, to lose 20% of your weight in a year with diet and exercise. That's the power of GLP-1s through Ro. Connect with a provider today at ro.co/20.
In the furniture business, things move fast. ZipRecruiter helps us hire qualified candidates who can keep up. We needed a project manager yesterday. We posted a job on ZipRecruiter and had our guy on site 5 days. He was qualified in every way. ZipRecruiter finds the best candidates for all our jobs. They help us build our dream team. Did it fast. Was that too fast?
4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/box.
I told myself I was okay with my moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis symptoms.
With my psoriatic arthritis symptoms. But just okay isn't okay.
Now it's done, sir.
If you still have symptoms after a TNF blocker like Humira or Enbrel, Rinvoq is different and may help. Rinvoq is a one-time pill that can rapidly relieve joint pain, stiffness and swelling, and RA and PSA, relieve fatigue, and stop further joint damage. And in PSA, can leave skin clear or almost clear.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal, cancers including lymphoma and skin, heart attack, stroke, and GI tears occur in people 50 and older with a heart disease risk factor and increased risk of death. Serious allergic reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant. Done suddenly?
Ask your rheumatologist for Rinvoq.
And check that with yours.
Rinvoq could help you save.
Oh, I'm Franklin Graham. As we watch the news, it feels like the whole world is filled and engulfed with hate. We see it on my college campuses. We see it across the world. Where did this come from? You see, hate is coming from the human heart. God made us and He created us, but sin has come to the world, and it's come into each and every heart. And the only one who can fix the heart is God. And God did that by sending His Son, Jesus Christ, from heaven to this earth to take our sins. And He died in our place on the cross and shed His blood. He was the third day He walked right out of that grave. That's right. Jesus Christ is alive. And my question is, have you ever invited Him into your heart? If you haven't done it, do it right now to say, God, I'm a sinner. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I believe Jesus is your Son. I want to trust Him as my Savior. I pray this in Jesus' name. If you prayed that prayer, call that number right now that's on the screen. God bless you.
Nature is quite the artist, wouldn't you agree? The pigments that nature uses to paint its fruits and vegetables aren't there just for visual appeal. Those colorings are also essential to our nutrition. Hi, my name is Vincent Clemens, and I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist. I found that the vast majority of my clients rarely got enough servings of fruits and vegetables. Balance of Nature dietary supplements can provide more of the concentrated fruit and vegetable ingredients and these pigments. Please remember that consuming a balanced diet should be your first priority in improving your health. Nonetheless, if you're considering a nutritional supplement, then I highly recommend Balance of Nature.
Start your journey with Balance of Nature supplements. Get 35% off your first order as a preferred customer. Call or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code Fox News.
When you can't watch, listen. Get the latest news, business, and news headlines on SiriusXM. Anytime, anywhere. Fox News Audio on SiriusXM. America is listening.
Action. No music. Okay. It is 8 a.m. right here on the East Coast on Thursday, May 16th, and this is Fox and Friends. The debates are officially on, but only on Biden's terms, and that means no RFK Jr. But voters disagree with him, saying it's important that he's on that stage.
And Brian? And I'll take it for variance. Just stand by. Michael Cohen leaving for court just moments ago. As this cross-examination resumes in a little over an hour, the prosecution could rest their case today, but we're still asking, where's the crime? We're going to ask that to Judge Ginny.
And it is hereby decreed, burritos and tacos are now considered sandwiches in the court of law. That's right, we told you the story. You emailed us. Do you agree with that? We're going to read some of your responses to the great sandwich debate this hour.
It is Friday Eve, the final hour of Fox and Friends starts right now. And remember, mornings are
My
better.
volume was down. I couldn't hear the music.
Oh, God.
My fault. Okay, we start with day 18 of former president's New York criminal trial. It's set to begin just over an hour from now.
That's right. Michael Cohen, the star witness, leaving his New York apartment just moments ago. There it goes, just like that. He's got another day of cross-examination expected to pick back up today.
Right, I think that is a Trump. I think that's a Trump.
Do you really think so?
I love it today.
All right, Eric Schoen is live outside the courthouse. Eric. Hey, Brian. Good morning, guys. Well, this trial could really blow up. Explosive. New allegations about Michael Cohen could derail the proceedings against the former president. The claims are that Michael Cohen lied on the stand about Donald Trump. Now, earlier this week, Mr. Cohen took the stand and testified that it was the former president who oversaw and approved the plan to pay off Stormy Daniels. But a well-known and prominent New York lawyer who once advised Cohen, Robert Costello, well, yesterday he told a House Judiciary Subcommittee that back in 2018, Cohen told him not only did the former president not have anything to do with this deal, but he did not even know anything about it.
Hey, boy.
I brought it up.
Good boy.
Every time he answered, I swear to God, I don't have anything on Donald Trump. I said, Michael, whatever you have has to be truthful. If you think you can go in there and tell these people lies, you're crazy. It's going to backfire on you. You can't do that.
Legal experts say the Trump defense could use Costello's claims to try and impeach Cohen's credibility and even potentially accuse him of committing perjury here at this trial in his testimony. Well, Cohen is back on the stand today, and he will again face cross-examination from Trump lawyer Tom Blanche, who potentially could ask Cohen about what he supposedly said to Robert Costello, whether it's true, whether he lied on the stand. Potentially, they could call Robert Costello, too. We don't know if they will do that. We'll have to see, but we certainly know that the former president will likely address this issue. I know Robert Costello told the House Judiciary Committee yesterday that Michael Cohen basically lied about the whole Stormy Daniels deal. Expect the former president to really blast that when he arrives here.
I forgot to save this. Let's save it.
Why would Bob Costello not be a great witness for the defense? Do we know?
Let's save it right now, just in case.
Well, he did. He said that he handed all this information over to the defense, and he even.
All right, we'll see you guys next time. All right, peace.
That Alvin Bragg knows about it, but that Bragg lost his case anyway. So we'll see what happens. He could